What's the matter with you, Snodgrass?
The cold is making me shiver. And my teeth are chattering. You haven't got any teeth. All right then, my gums are chattering.
It is cold, but we're not shivering.
It's all right for you. You've got your fur to keep you warm. And Mr. Hooter's got feathers. And Toby's got a coat.
But you've got that little scarf around your neck.
Yes, but it doesn't stop me from feeling cold. I wish I had something warmer to wear.
Well, we'll just have to get you something, won't we? I've got a spare jacket in the house.
That's very kind, but I don't suppose it would fit me. I'm not the same shape as you.
Yes, that's true. I know. I'll cast a spell to get you something warm to wear. Would you like to come and help?
No, thank you. It's even colder out in the garden than it is in here.
Would anyone else like to come?
Well, to be honest, I'm quite comfortable here.
Me too. And it is freezing out there.
And I thought you two were supposed to be brave. Never mind. I'll cast the spell by myself.
The birds will be very grateful for these crumbs. They need lots of food in this cold weather, don't they?
Yes, and they need water to drink as well. That's why I always make sure that the water in the bird bath hasn't turned to ice.
Barrels need plenty to drink, too.
I'm sure they do, Barrel, but I think the birds need it more than you today.
Oh, hello, Toby. What are you doing?
I've come to mix a spell in Barrel.
Oh, what sort of spell?
Well, Snodgrass is feeling very cold this morning. He hasn't got anything warm to wear, you see. So I thought I'd magic him something.
What a kind thought.
Yes, it is. Well, would you like me to mix the spell for you?
Oh, no, thank you. I think I can manage. But you can help if you like.
Oh. All right. What shall we start with?
Right, let's see now. I know, something warm. Warm as toast.
I know the very thing. This is warm as toast, because that's exactly what it is. Warm toast.
Very good, magician.
I usually have a mug of tea with my toast.
Very well, Barrel. Here you are.
Oh, thank you. I needed that. I was ever so thirsty, you know.
Well, there's nothing new about that.
Now, what do we need next, Toby?
Well, we want something warm to wear. Oh, that's two W sounds, so the colour we use should begin with W. White.
White. I know. Just a minute. What about this? A white whistle.
Oh. Foul! Oh. That's perfect, Auntie Flo. Just drop it in Barrel, would you please? Good. Now I think we know how the magic tune goes, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Don't we?
Or rather, no. I seem to have forgotten it again.
Tell him, Auntie Flo.
It goes bum, 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 bum.
Yes, it's all coming back to me now.
Right then, all together. Bom, 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 bom. Now the magic clap, everyone, and... Good. And now the magic rhyme. Dragon, wagon, wagon, dragon, Snodgrass shivers, it's not fair. Wagon, dragon, dragon, wagon, he'll have something warm to wear. Well, that seems to have worked all right. Let's go and see what we've magicked up for Snodgrass.
Right, come on.
Well, what has my spell produced? Look, a lovely warm pair of gloves. What do you think of those, Snodgrass?
They're, very nice, but...
They'll keep your hands lovely and warm, won't they?
What hands?
Why, Snodgrass's hands have got... Oh, I see. Snodgrass doesn't have any hands, does he?
No, snakes don't.
Oh.
It was a nice thought, Toby.
Yes, but it doesn't help you to stay warm, does it?
Are you very cold, Snodgrass?
Yes, I am, Auntie Flo, especially around my head. You see, I haven't got any hair or fur or feathers to keep me warm. I could do with a hat like yours or the magician's. I think hats are great.
I couldn't agree more, Snodgrass. Music! I do like a hat. An elegant hat. Why, I never wear anything else upon my head. It makes me look bold. It keeps out the cold. And I only take it off when I'm in bed. I really don't care what style I wear. It can be brown, or green, or blue, or red. It can be trimmed with this and that. It can be round, or tall, or flat, just as long as it's a hat upon my head. And I'd give you this one with pleasure, Snodgrass. The only trouble is, you wouldn't be able to see where you were going.
No, I don't think it's a very good fit, and I don't think mine would be much better either. But I'll tell you what I'll do, Snodgrass. When I get home, I'll knit you a hat of your very own.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, what sort of hat would you like?
One like mine, perhaps.
Well...
But that's a splendid hat. Don't you like it? Jeremy Mouse does.
What does he know about hats?
He knows that hat saved him from Tomcat.
Oh, how?
Well, we could all go out to the bird bath and find out about it.
Yes, all right. I don't mind the cold.
No, neither do I, as long as I'm well wrapped up.
Come on, then.
Right.
It does look a very warm sort of hat.
It seems to be getting colder.
That's because you're not wearing your hat.
Oh, yes. I must have left it in the gazebo.
Oh, careful you didn't get cold.
I'll be all right, Auntie Flo.
It was Friday evening, and the wide-awake mice were in Candletown Market. "It's getting dark," said Grandfather Mouse. "It's time to go home." "I'll just finish this nut," said Jeremy. "We'll catch you up," said Chestnut. "Don't be long," said Grandfather Mouse. He led the others across the square. "We mustn't be long," said Chestnut. "Tomcat comes out in the evening." Jeremy choked. "All right," he said. "Let's go." They had almost reached the entrance to Puddle Lane when Tomcat sprang out of the shadows. "Run!" cried Chestnut. "Run for your life!" Jeremy raced towards Puddle Lane with Tomcat after him. He ran up the wall of the archway and scrambled onto a windowsill. "That was a near thing," said a squeaky little voice in his ear. Jeremy saw a little mouse looking at him. "You'd better come inside," said the mouse. "I know Tomcat. He'll just sit there and wait for you." Jeremy followed the mouse in through a hole. "I'm Whiskers," said the mouse. "I live here." "I live in the magician's garden," said Jeremy, "and I've got to get home. If I'm not back soon, Grandfather will come to look for me, and Tomcat will catch him." Whiskers ran to the wall on the other side of the room and climbed up to a window. "Come and look," he said. "Tomcat's there waiting. You can't go now." Jeremy climbed up and looked down. Tomcat was there watching him. "But I must get home," he said. "I'll tell you how you could manage it," said Whiskers. "The magician's in the market. He'll be coming home soon. You could jump on his hat and ride home. This way." Whiskers led the way through a hole onto the windowsill, and Jeremy followed him. They could see Tomcat below. He was still waiting. "Listen," said Whiskers. "Here's the magician." The magician came through the archway. Now! Squeaked Whiskers. Jeremy jumped. For one dreadful moment he thought he had missed, and then he found himself safely on the magician's hat. He looked back and saw Tomcat following. Jeremy wasn't cold, but he found himself shivering. When they came to the gates of the magician's garden, the magician turned back and saw Tomcat. "Shoo, scat, be off with you!" cried the magician. He snapped his fingers. A little ball of fire fell into the lane. Tomcat turned and fled back down the lane. As quick as a flash, Jeremy jumped onto the gate and ran down into the garden. As he got to the hollow tree, he met Grandfather Mouse. "Jeremy!" cried Grandfather. "I am glad to see you. Chestnut came home without you, and I was just coming to look for you." "I'm so glad to be home," said Jeremy. "I've had such an adventure." "Come inside and tell me all about it," said Grandfather Mouse. "You're quite safe now." And they went into the hole under the hollow tree.
It was lucky for Jeremy that you were passing that way, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, and lucky I was wearing my hat.
I'd like to look through that story in the big book.
Then let's do it now, before the magician gets too
Yes,
cold.
come on. Right. Well, I'll just magic down the storybook. Right. Pencils and paper, pens and ink. The words shall appear before you can blink. Right now, let's see. Well, the wide-awake mice were in Candletown Market, and when the others went home, Jeremy stayed behind with, who was it? Can you remember?
Chestnut?
So it was. But then Tomcat saw them and chased after them. Jeremy ran towards Puddle Lane with Tomcat right behind him.
He very nearly caught Jeremy.
Ah, but Jeremy was too quick for him. And here's what he did. Can you read it, Toby?
Jeremy
Mm-hmm.
ran up the wall.
Excellent. Yes, well, he was safe there, but Tomcat was just waiting for him to come down.
He didn't come down, though, did he? At least he didn't climb down to the ground. He jumped onto your hat.
I'd like to have seen that.
Oh, well, there's a picture of it. See? Jeremy on the magician's hat.
And so he rode home safely.
Yes, and in fact, that's the title of this story. Jeremy's Ride. Well, what a very useful hat this is.
Oh, what's the matter?
There's something in my hat.
What did you want to go and wake me up for?
Snodgrass, what are you doing in there?
Well, it looks such a warm hat, but of course it wouldn't fit my head. So I thought to myself, Snodgrass, it might not fit on you, but you might fit in it.
So you made a nest in the hat. What a good idea. It looks ever so cosy.
Yes, but it's my hat.
Now, magician, don't be selfish.
Oh, all right, you can keep it, Snodgrass. Achoo!
Bless you. Hope you're not getting a cold, magician. You should wear something on your head, you know.
Oh.
Well, that's not as nice, actually.